Good morning, everyone. We are the group 2, and our topic is all about the history of badminton. By the way, my name is Leo Christian Kayan. And
My name is Isha Estela Caños.
And I am Rhea Britos.
And I'm Alberto Taras, and I am Jembaran Santo.
Lesson 1, the brief history of the game badminton. Badminton was first originated in India during the 18th century, where it's called Pune. It was played by the name until the 1870s. Our modern day version of the game came from the England. It was introduced by the British Army officers as an upper class amusement. The English played a game of badminton. The hometown of Duke in Newport and Gloucester, town of the Duke, Newport in Gloucestershire, England Kings. The name badminton became the official name of the game. It was a wooden paddle and a shuttlecock. Badminton is a racket sport played by either two opposing players or two opposite pairs. The team take position on opposite of the halves of the court that is divided by the net. The object of the game is to serve and hit the shuttlecock or bird across the net with enough skills and accuracy so that it must strike the shuttlecock with the racket so that it passes over the net and lands in their opponent's court. It was scored when the shuttlecock was passed to the opposite player. The shuttlecock may only be stopped once by each side before it passes over the net and stop the shuttlecock on the ground, so it is the end of the rally. Players need to employ a wide variety of strikes in the right situation to win in the game. The International Badminton Federation, known as Badminton World Federation, was established in 1934 in Canada, Denmark, England, France, Netherlands, Ireland, New Zealand, Scotland, and Wales as its founding members. The BWF known governs internationally badminton and develops the sports globally. As of 1993, the BWF was grown to 120 national organizations in as many countries. The major IBF sanctioned event of the Men's World Team Badminton Championship for the Thomas Cup, the Ladies World Team Championship for the Over Cup, the World Individual Championships, World Mixed Double for the Southern Man Cup, and World Grand Prix Finals. Badminton is can play a double and a single. Currently, the best player in the world came from China, Europe, Malaysia, Indonesia, South Korea, and the dominant competition on the international level with China domination in recent years. Indonesian players won both men's and women's single at the 1992 Olympics. Indonesia also won for in the 5 years event in 1994 World Cup Championship. Badminton is presently the number one sports in the Great Britain. The immediate future of the both professional and amateur badminton players appears to the very bright. The Philippines participate in various tournaments and sends a badminton team to an Asian Games. Badminton is becoming increasingly popular in the Philippines both for its serious play, and casual recreation.
The warm-up activities. For any type of sports, it is very important to always warm up before engaging fully in the activity. This is because the muscles of the body are a lot more elastic and durable when they are graduated. The warm-up activities. For any type of sports, it is important to always warm up before engaging fully in the activity. This is because the muscles of the body are a lot of more elastic and durable when they are gradually heated, rather than when they are immediately thrust into intense work. This makes the muscle more quickly, such as constructing and relaxing when needed, thus overall performance of body in enhanced. Cooper, 1990, and Levy of 2009 recommends that the first goal is to select and complete a set of exercise that gets your muscles warmed up and ready for the game. Your warm-up exercise might include the use of some exercise machines, slow exercise with your legs, such as brisk walking, marching in a place, and climbing stairs in a gym, or jumping jack or a basketball specific warm-up.
Chapter 3, Lesson 1, Basic Skills in Badminton. Badminton is a sport in which it's easy to learn some basic skills but is very difficult to master. Badminton is a racket sport played using rackets to hit a shuttlecock across a net. Although it may be played with a larger team, the most common forms of the game are singles and doubles. Get set the move. You need to watch the shuttle as it hits the racket from your opponent's side and push off hard with the foot that is away from where you want to move. As you develop your skill in badminton, you will be amazed at just how vigorous and evenly matched. Gripping the racket. Only use your thumb, index, and middle finger to control your racket. Your last two fingers should rest on the badminton grip comfortably to balance the racket's weight. This will allow your wrist to be more flexible and move freely. Forehand grip. Your racket face should be perpendicular to the floor. Place your playing hand on the handle as if you are shaking hands with it. There should be a V shape and between your thumb and your index finger. The racket handle should rest closely in your fingers for greater flexibility. Backhand grip. This grip is used to hit shots that are on the backhand side of your body. Hold the racket as you would on a forehand grip. Turn the racket counterclockwise so that the V shape moves leftward. Place your thumb against the back bevel of the handle for greater leverage and power. Chapter 4, Facilities and Equipment. Lesson 1, Court. The badminton racket has five major parts to it. The stretch area, the head, the throat, the shaft, and the handle. The racket in its entirety is called a frame. A racket or racket is a sports implement used for striking a ball or shuttlecock in games such as squash, tennis, racquetball, badminton, and paddle. In the strictest sense, a racket consists of a handled frame with an open hook across which a network of strings is stretched tightly. Racket. A badminton court is usually laid on a wooden floor with synthetic mats used as the surface of the court. The court are meant to provide cushion and comfort to the shuttles who crisscross the playing surface to deceive their opponents with smashes and clever strokes to win.
Badminton is a competitive sport that requires speed, agility, and skill on the court. A badminton match consists of the best of three games and 21 points. Badminton is a racket sport in which two or more players hit a shuttlecock back and forth using rackets and crosswise the shuttlecock is very light. The game of badminton involves serving offense and defense moves. As you play, you score points over the opposite side players. Whether it is a single or double match, you and your partner play against two opponents. The importance of badminton is a continuing movement and hits badminton strengthens your heart and muscle. It is also improved the flow through our brains and pumps in heart. Up in this decreases the cholesterol level and reduces the risk of heart or strokes. This also unclogs the blood walls of the heart and increases the blood flow.
Scoring and serving. If the wins a rally, the serving side shall score a point. The server shall then serve again and from the alternative service court. So kapag nanalo yung serving, kanila yung score. Then sila ulit yung magsaserve from the alternative service court. Ganon din sa receiving side. Kapag sila yung nanalo, kanila yung puntos, then sila naman yung magsaserve. The next is sequence and serving. Sequence of serving. In any game, the right serve shall pass consecutively. So, kahit anong laro, ang tamang pag-serve ng ay sunod-sunod. From the initial server who started the game to right service court. Galing sa partner ng initial receiver papunta sa initial server. To the initial receiver papunta sa initial sender and sequence of serving. In any game, the right serve shall pass consecutively from the initial server who started the game to right service court to the partner of initial receiver to the partner of initial sender as server to the initial receiver and to the initial server and so on. So bale yung pagkakasunod-sunod nila is from initial server to initial receiver, then to the from initial server to initial receiver and initial server and so on. Service court errors. Service court errors has been made of players. So, ito yung mga nagagawa. A serve or receive out of turn. So, nag-serve ka at nag-receive ka na hindi dapat ikaw yung hindi ikaw yung dapat. Alam ba, dapat ako yung magsiserve. Ako yung magsiserve. Pero yung kasamahan ko na lang yung nag-serve. So, errors yun siya. Tinatawag na service errors. So, pangalawa, a serve or reserve from the wrong serving court. So, if a service court errors is discovered, the error shall be corrected and existing score shall stand. So, kapag nagkamali is dapat tinatama. So the next is faults. The faults in service says that if the shell touch the net, walls, or any barriers when the player served it, the fault occurs. While faults when it comes player, if the player touches the net, or more simply is if the person who played it touches the net or the dress or something of their opponent, the faults in player occurred. That's an umpire of the game if the situation didn't cause or any situation that umpire cannot give or make decision that will occur and serve will not counted. Next is shuttle and play. A shuttle is not in play when it strikes that next or a net, it strikes the net or post and start to fall towards the surface of the card on the strike side of the net but hits the surface of the card.
Service. In a correct service, first, neither side shall cause undue delay to the delivery of the service once the server and the receiver are ready for the service. On completion of the backward movement of service racket head, any delay in the start of the service shall be considered to be undue delay. Second, the server and the receiver shall stand within diagonally opposite service courts without touching the boundary lines of the service court. Some parts of both feet of the server and the receiver shall remain in contact with the surface of the court in a stationary position from the start of the service until the service is delivered. The service racket shall initially hit by base of the shuttle. The wool shuttle shall below the service waist at the instant of being hit by service racket. The waist shall be considered to be an imaginary line round the body, level with the lowest part of the server's bottom rim. The shaft of the service racket at the instant of hitting the shuttle shall be pointing in a downward direction. The movement of the service racket shall continue forwards from the start of the service until the service is delivered. The flight of the shuttle shall be upwards from the service racket to pass over the net so that, if not intercepted, it shall land in the receiver service court on or within the boundary lines, and in attempting to serve, the server shall not miss the shuttle. Once the players are ready for the service, the first forward movement of the service racket head shall be the start of the service. Once started, the service is delivered when the shuttle is hit by the service racket, or in attempting to serve, the server misses the shuttle. The server shall not serve from the receiver is ready. However, the receiver shall be considered to have been ready if a return of the service is attempted. In doubles, during the delivery of service, the partner may take up any position within their respective courts, which do not cover the opposing server or receiver. Important rules of the game. Toss. Before play commences, a toss shall be conducted and the side winning to the toss shall exercise the choice in either to serve or receive first or to start. Play at one end of the court or the other. The side losing the toss shall then exercise the remaining choice. Scoring system. A match shall consist of the best of 3 games. Unless otherwise arranged, a game shall be won by the side which first scores 21 points, except if, first, the side winning a rally shall add a point to its score. A side shall win a rally if the opposing side commits a fault, or the shuttle ceases to be in play because it touches the surface of the court inside the opponent court. Second, if the score becomes 20 all, the side which gains a 2-point lead first shall win the game. Third, if the score becomes 29 all, the side scoring the 13th point shall win the game. Fourth, the side winning a game shall serve first in the next game. Change of ends. Players shall change ends. At the end of the first game, at the end of the second game if there is to be a third game. And in the third game, when a side first scores 11 points. At last, if the ends are not if the if the ends are not changed, it shall be done so as soon as the mistake is discovered, and when the shuttle is not in play, the existing score shall stand. Singles. Serving in a receiving course, the players shall serve from and receive in their respective right service scores when the server has not scored or has scored an even number of points in that game. The players shall serve from and receive in their respectively service scores when the server has scored an odd number of points in that game. Order of play and position on court. In a rally, the shuttle may be hit by the server and receiver alternately from any position on that player's side of the net until the shuttle ceases to be in play. Scoring and serving. If the server wins a rally, the server shall score a point. The server shall then serve again from the alternate service court. If the receiver wins a rally, the receiver shall score a point. The receiver shall then become the new server. Doubles, serving and receiving courts. A player of the serving side shall serve from the right service court when the serving side has not scored and has scored an even number of the points in that game. A player of the serving side shall serve from the left service court when the serving side has scored an odd number of points in that game. The player of the receiving side who served last shall stay in the same service court from where he served last. The reverse pattern shall apply to the receiver's partner. The player of the receiving side standing in the diagonally opposite service court to the server shall be the receiver.
Chapter 6, Recently Badminton Terminologies. Forehand grip. Hold the racket by the sharp with non-racket hand, keeping the racket face perpendicular to the court and pointing away from the body. Backhand grip. Nose of the tongue up grip from the forehand. Forehand grip. Turn the racket slightly to the right-handed player. The handshake grip is used when writing shot by your demon side. And clear. This is a strategy, particularly in single play. It may be hit with a underhand or overhand hand spike. Smash. This is a pass hit downward with pace and step. Drive is a flat hat. The diving the bird in horizontal trajectory across the head. Drop shot. This shot required to look at patch with good judgment on the face of the stone. Stand. Stand is the manner and position in which person enhance. Strokes are crossfit according to the flight of the bird. They are performed with any combination of overhand, short serve. This is basic. We double the primary exception of that you should start much closer to the short serve.
Chapter 6 Shadow Badminton. Practice the correct movement and technique without actually hitting a shuttle. Commit fully during the practice as you would in any competition. Imagine that you are playing against a world-class player. Full rally drill. It can be used for practicing almost every stroke. The ball should be at least 20 feet high to accommodate clears. Multiple shuttle overhead strokes. The more shuttles you have, the better for this routine. You have remembered that merely reaching the shuttle is not enough. You have to play quality shoots to the other side. Baseline smash. The student will be in partners in opposite sides of the net from each other. Modification. The student must be hit the target when using their overhead smash different distance to run. Equipment. One racket, one person, and one shuffle per group. Time 3 minutes. Badminton 4 squares. Students will be in team of 2 for this game. Each game will have 4 teams, 8 students total. Qualification squares can be numbered 1 to 4 in squared and number 1. Who starts the serve? If a team misplays a shuttle, they will go to square 4. Equipment. 4 nets, 1 racket for each student, 8 rackets, 1 shuttle per set of 4 squares. Time niya is 5 minutes. Serving challenge. Students will pairs or group of 3 and 4. Each group will be on one side. The net is standing on the baseline. Modifications. See how many points can be scored in minutes. Equipment. 1 net per group, 1 racket, and 1 person. 20 shuffle per group. Time is 5 minutes. Lesson 3. Forehand grip. Hold the racket by the shaft with non-racket hand, keeping the racket face perpendicular to the court and pointing away from the body. Back grip. Known as the thumb up grip, the handshake grip is used when hitting shots on your dominant side, which in most cases in your right side. Clear. It is a strategy particularly in singles play. The smash is a fast hit downward with force and step to put away any bird that has been hit up and short. Drive is a flat shot that directs the bird in horizontal trajectory across the net. Drop shot. This shot requires a lot of touch and good judgment on the force of the stroke. Stance is the manner and position in which a person stands. Strokes are classified according to the flight of the bird. Last is short serve. This is basic serve for doubles. The primary exception is that you should stand much closer to the short serve line, perhaps 6 inches or less. Thank you.